These are the scariest Christmas animatronics you've never seen before. I'm Walt the Animatronic Duck, and today we're going to explore the top scariest Christmas animatronics. Be part of the Duck Squad and subscribe, and please leave a like, or these animatronics will follow you all this Christmas season. Elf Home Depot animatronic. If someone gives me this for Christmas, I promise I won't just send them $1 million lawsuit. I also swear I will haunt them every single night for the rest of their lives. This, my fellow feathered friends, is the Buddy the Elf animatronic from the Will Ferrell movie, Elf. This nightmare straight from the darkest corner of my brain was created for Home Depot. The animatronic is, I'm not going to say the number for obvious reasons. I'll put it on screen. If you know, you know. He has a horrible face, bulging eyes, and his mouth moves in a truly cursed way. Whoever designed this has some serious psychological issues and needs therapy, but not as much as the person who made the next animatronic. Also, one super important favor. In this video, we're not going to see any cute Christmas animatronics. If you want a video about cute Christmas animatronics, comment a snowman. If we get 100 snowman comments, we'll make it. Jimmy Christmas animated life-size dancing snowman. Please tell me I'm not crazy. Is this not one of the most uncanny animatronics you've ever seen? You can't fool me. Whoever designed this did it on purpose to give kids nightmares and emotional damage. This is the 2004 Jimmy Dancing Snowman. I don't know if it's the texture or the way its mouth moves, but for some reason I keep thinking there's a person inside the animatronic, ready to attack you at any moment. And the way it moves? Absolutely not. Hard pass. Do not add this to the list of things you want to send me. If you do, I'm replying with a lawsuit. And speaking of creepy dolls, someone recently sent me this video and told me I had to include it in the list, but seriously, what even is this? Satan Claus. Nobody really knows who created this abomination. At first glance, it looks like a normal Saint Nick. Red suit, white beard, little bell in his hand. The problem starts when you turn it on. Suddenly, Santa starts moving, but for some reason, it looks like he's possessed by Krampus. His eyes light up like flames, and the whole thing feels cursed. The weirdest part is that nobody knows who actually made this Santa. It was made around the 1960s in Japan, and recently one of them sold for about $20, which is way too low. So the most likely explanation is this Santa is haunted. If I were you, I'd drop a duck emoji in the comments to avoid the curse. Twilight Stanley! Okay, what the heck are we looking at right now? This clip started going around TikTok around 2021, and it's the creation of Australian artist Toby Horrorboy. Shout out to all our fans in Australia. He has a TikTok account where he's customized a bunch of animatronics. For example, he turned this fur real bear into Springtrap. But one of his first big projects was transforming Twilight from My Little Pony into Stanley from FNAF. The final result is truly terrifying, and the way it moves on those little wheels is pure nightmare fuel. And this Stanley also has a Christmas version, which is where this clip comes from. You can follow Toby. We'll leave his links down in the description. The Laughing Deer. You could end up possessed if you visit this bar. This is Slasher's Axe Throwing and Ales in Costa Mesa. And it's not just any bar. It's an axe throwing bar. Here, you train with axes to defeat any creature or entity that might show up in your life. It's perfect for horror movie fans. Visitors are campers, and the staff are camp counselors. But that's not even the best part. Right over the bar, there's a mounted deer head that looks totally normal until boom, it comes to life. It starts laughing like crazy, with glowing red eyes and totally unhinged movements. This possessed deer is the star of the place. It's based on the famous laughing deer from Evil Dead 2. I totally recommend it, but go carefully. You might end up possessed too. So let me ask you, who's laughing now? And speaking of creepy deer, let's look at another one that, in my opinion, is even creepier. Reindeer. Can someone please explain the difference between a deer and a reindeer? Because honestly, I have no idea. What you're seeing here is basically a Terminator Reindeer. It's super creepy because you can literally see all the mechanisms, and those blue eyes just make it even worse. This animatronic was created by Raptor House FX, experts in creature animatronics. They're the same team that made the amazing Thing animatronic for the Wednesday series. This reindeer moves in a super smooth, realistic way, and that makes it even more terrifying. Evil snowmen? We already saw a creepy snowman, but this one was clearly designed to be a full-on nightmare. This is Frothy the Snowman by Gore Galore. And it honestly looks like it got bitten by a radioactive spider because it has 4 arms. This thing feels like a creation straight out of the Pumpkin King's workshop. The design is insane. I'd honestly give it a 10 out of 10. What I don't love as much is the name. What name would you give it? But Unit 70 Studios didn't want to stay behind, so they also designed their own evil snowman animatronic. This one has a built-in jump scare mechanism, and the design is brutal. And now, we're going to look at something that looks like it came straight out of hell. Krampus. Non-movie animatronics. We already talked about the official Krampus animatronics from the movie. You can see those in this video. Now it's time to look at some other versions of this demonic Santa Claus. Our first stop is this Krampus from Spirit Halloween. He's absolutely massive, but honestly, he's not that scary because his movement is almost 0. And yeah, we know, he's meant to be more of a decoration, but still. The next Krampus takes things to a whole other level, and it's one of the scariest animatronics we've ever seen. This one is from Unit 70 Studios, and it's very similar to the Pennywise animatronic we covered before. What makes this Krampus terrifying isn't just the design and the way he moves, it's the fact that he's holding a terrified child that also moves in a super disturbing way. Which one do you think is scarier? Answer. Or Krampus is coming for you for ignoring my questions. Foxy Santa animatronic. Okay, we're already working on our 3rd part of FNAF in real life, and in that video, we're going to tell the full story of our next creator, Slenderdummy, and all the work he's done on what is, in my opinion, the best Foxy I've ever seen in my life. But here's a little teaser. Recently, Slenderdummy posted a special Christmas makeover he gave to Foxy, and we can see Foxy Santa with hat, cape, and the best part, he sings. Very soon, we're going to release that full video. But for now, go follow Slenderdummy on his socials and check out his work. It's incredible. Links are in the description. Mr. Everett by Telco. In our last video, we already talked about some Christmas trees, but today it's time for the one many people call the King of Uncanny Trees. Let me introduce you to Mr. Everett, made by Telco. If you don't know him, he can look super creepy at first, like something straight out of a nightmare. But once you hear him sing, you realize he's actually a huge Christmas enthusiast.
My branches, oh Christmas tree, how beautiful my branches.
He has a great voice and gives off that nostalgic vibe of simpler times. Still, I totally get why that face makes him a strong contender on this list. Mr. Everett may sing really well, but that does not erase how creepy he can be. Let's keep going with the list. Santa Jaws! This is probably the coolest thing you're going to see today. If you're like us, it mixes 3 of our favorite things: dinosaurs, animatronics, and Christmas. This is the famous animatronic T-Rex at the Natural History Museum in London. It was built by a Japanese company called Kokoro, and it's been roaring at visitors for decades. Since 2021, the museum has a new holiday tradition. Every year, they dress this T-Rex in a giant Christmas jumper. People even call him Santa Jaws now. Putting that sweater on is a whole mission, but it looks amazing. And if you want to be twins with this dino, the museum shop sells the same T-Rex Christmas jumper, so you can match with this prehistoric festive dinosaur. With the jumper on, the T-Rex still looks super powerful, with its huge size and those big, pretty intimidating eyes, and it's one of my favorites on this list. By the way, shout out to our friends in the UK. Art the Clown. Art the Clown has become a horror icon in a very short time. Even though his movies are super extreme, his dark humor and charisma have given him everything. Haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights, appearances in the Universal parks, merch, and of course, animatronics. In 2024, Spirit Halloween released a full-size Art the Clown animatronic. He's over 6 feet tall, moves his head and torso, waves his arm, and plays his creepy horn sounds, just like in the movies. For the next season, in 2025, Spirit Halloween brought back Art in his Santa Art version. Art the Clown in a bloody Santa suit, holding an axe with sound taken from Terrifier 3. And if you're wondering why this psycho clown is dressed as Santa, it's because Terrifier 3 is a Christmas movie. The story happens around Christmas, and at one point, Art steals a Santa costume and turns it into his murder outfit. So if you're in the mood for an extreme Christmas, you already know what to watch. And with that, we're done. Thank you for all your comments, you're the best, and we wish you an amazing, happy holiday season. We'll see you in the next video. And remember, I always quack back.